Alrighty, so let's get started with our water tanks assignment. So first of all, step one is to look at the two tanks and fill out the two tables. So as you can see, this table goes with the top tank, which I know because of this arrow right here, right? So for the top tank, this top tank is dripping water down into the bottom tank. The question is, how fast is it dripping water? And it kind of tells us up here. It says it's going to change in height 1 centimeter per second. So for every second that passes by, you're going to lose 1 centimeter of height. So at 0 seconds, that's what this 0 means here. When no seconds have passed, that's just like the beginning of the story. Before any time has passed, how much water was in the cooler? Let's take a look. It looks like we got 6 centimeters of water in the cooler at the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and write a 6 there. And so for every second that goes by, we're going to lose 1 centimeter. So after 1 second, we will have gone down to 5 centimeters. And after 2 seconds, we go down to 4. And it just keeps going like that until we get to 0, which happens at 6 seconds. So again, that was for the top tank. Now this table over here goes for the bottom tank. All right, so on the bottom tank, at the beginning of the story, is there any water here? No, there's not. No water. So at time 0, there's 0 water. So you're going to write a 0 right there. Now, again, the change per second is 1 centimeter. So after 1 second, is the bottom tank gaining water or is it losing water? The top tank is dripping into this bottom tank. So we're actually gaining water here. So we're going to go up by 1 as each second passes. So at 1 second, you have 1 centimeter, and at 2 seconds, you have 2 centimeters, and so on, all the way up to 6, because that's the total amount of water that we have. Okay, so now you have your tables filled out. Now, if you want to, you could go ahead and fill out the tables for the next couple pages, or we can go ahead and start matching things up now. I think I'm going to go ahead and start matching tables with graphs right now, and then we'll go to the next page and so on. So first of all, let's take this table from the top. Now I need to match this with a graph. In order to match it with a graph, I'm going to just remind myself that this left-hand side, those are all the x values, and the right-hand side, those are all the y values. So if you're thinking in terms of ordered pairs, you need a graph that starts at 0, 6. I'm going to start going through my graphs and see if I can find a graph that starts at 0, 6. So here's one graph. That starts at 0, 2. So that's no good. What about this next graph? That one also starts at 0, 2. That's no good. Let's keep going. That one also starts at 0, 2. That's funny. Okay, what about this one? This one starts at 0, 4. Nope. This one starts at 0, 0. That's a nope. Okay, 0, 4. I'm really not getting very lucky here, am I? Oh, hey, 0, 4. Just kidding. That one's at 0, 4. Let's see what this one's. Hey, that one starts at 0, 6. And that's what we want. So let's see if the rest of the ordered pairs would match up. So after 0, 6, we have 1, 5. And look, we have 1, 5 for that next intersection. And then we should have 2, 4. So you have 2 here and 4. That's all working out. And then to the very end, it should end at 6, 0. And there, 6, 0. That is where it ends. So it looks like this is going to be the right graph. Let me let someone in really quick. Okay, there we go. So what you're going to do is you're going to match this with that table. You might want to tape it on there or staple it or, glue it, whatever makes sense to you. And now that we have the right graph for this table, we're going to figure out the unit rate. Now, unit rate is just pretty much the same thing as slope. So let's figure out our slope for this. It looks like we're going to go down 1 and over 1. So down 1 over 1, remember if we're going downhill from left to right, is it going to be positive or negative? It's going to be negative, right? So we're going to go -1 over 1. And it's totally fine if you want to write it like this, or if you want to write it like this, -1. Okay? So now we have a graph for this table. Let's go ahead and match a graph to this table also, and then we'll go back and do the equations for both of them. So this table over here, where does it start in terms of x and y? It looks like it starts at 0, 0, right? So looking through our graphs again, that one starts at 2. Nope. We need something that starts at 0, 0. That starts at 0, 6. That's a nope. Oh, that one starts at 0, 0. That's good. Let's see if it ends in the right place. 6, comma 6. 6, 6. Hey, that does end in the right place. So I think that this one is the right graph to match with this one. Let me slide that so you can see. Here we go. And by the way, I know this looks like a 6, but this is a G. Okay. So now let's find our unit rate for graph J. It looks like we go up 1 and over 1. So, and we're going uphill, so it's positive, so we're going to do 1 over 1. And another way to write that is just a 1, if you'd like. Okay, so we have both graphs for the tables. I haven't been watching the chat very carefully. If you guys have a question about anything, write it again for me so that it pops back up again, and I'll try to watch it more carefully. Now we're going to look for some equations that go with this. So an equation for a line is always going to kind of look the same. It's going to be y equals, and then we're going to have some number. I don't know what the number is right now, so I'm just going to draw a box for it, a nice blank. And then you're going to have x, and then you're going to have plus another number. Now, you know what I always forget? In this exercise, on this worksheet, we don't use y and x. What are we calling the y-axis here? It's the height. So in this case, we're calling it an h. So I always forget that. Sorry about that. And then the x-axis is time, so we're calling it a t. And now it looks kind of messy, so I'm just going to write it again. H equals blank t plus blank. Okay, that's a little bit better. All right, so now what do we put in the blanks? Well, it's just kind of like a recipe that you have to follow. In the first blank, the one that's right there with the t, this is where you're going to put the unit rate or the slope. In this case, I'm just going to call it slope, but you can literally just copy the unit rate in there and you'll be good to go. So this unit rate for graph G was -1, so I'm just going to write a -1 there. And now in this blank, this is a little bit new. This one you have to write the y-intercept. Y-intercept. Now, what is a y-intercept, you might be asking? That's a good question. To find the y-intercept, you follow this line, your graph. Wherever it crosses the y-axis is your y-intercept. So I'm just going to follow it along toward the y-axis. And it looks like it crosses the y-axis right here. So what number is that where it crosses? It's a 6. So I'm going to write the 6 in the box right there. Okay, anybody have any questions on this first one? Could be about the graph or it could be about the equation. As you guys are writing, if you are writing, I'm going to just try to find one of these equations that matches the equation I just wrote here. Okay, so we need h equals -1t plus 6. That's not going to work because that's a -2. We need a -1t. Oh, wait, how about that one? H equals -t plus 2. Now that's the same thing as -1 times t, right? It is. So this must be the right equation for that graph. All right, anyone have questions about what I just did? Just let me know. Let's go ahead and write an equation for this next graph. So again, we're going to start with h equals, and then we're going to have a blank, t plus, and then another blank. So if you remember, that first blank is where we put the slope. The slope in this case, same as the unit rate, was a 1. And then the next blank, you've got your y-intercept. So in this case, where did the y cross the x-axis? No, I said that totally wrong. Where did the graph cross the y-axis? Okay, let's follow our graph towards the y-axis. And it looks like it crosses right here. So what number is right there? It's a 0, right? So let's just put a 0 in there. Okay, now we need to find an equation that looks like this. So h equals 1t, you guys know that's the same thing as h equals t, right? Because you don't really have to write the 1, it's implied there. And then the plus 0, well, that doesn't really change the equation very much, so you could leave that off. So when you see the equation that says h equals t, you know that's the right one right there. And as far as h equals t goes, let's go back up to the table. You notice the left and the right always equal each other. So that's just another way to show that this equation is the right one for this table. Anybody have questions about this one? All right, so hopefully you guys are gluing it or stapling it or just stacking it very carefully on the floor like me. And let's go on to the next one. Oh, wait, let me bring this back. When you guys are doing your quiz, let's talk about the quiz really quick. The quiz is going to ask you to fill out some of the tables. I don't remember which one. Just fill it out carefully. But for questions 2 and 3, it's a little more confusing. You're going to have to match the F1 number. So it's going to be F1, and then it'll say either top or bottom. So if it says F1 top, it'd be this one. And if it says F1 bottom, it'd be this one. And you just have to match that with which graph is correct. So like, for example, when it says F1 top, you're going to match it with, let me slide this. You're going to match it with G because that's the graph that goes with the F1 top. And then when it says F1 bottom, you're going to match it with J. Everybody good with that? If you have questions, just let me know. And you're welcome to come off mute and ask too if you want. For now, I am going on to F2. All right, so this time we have change in height of 2 centimeters per second. So that's just a little bit different. Some things that are similar, the top tank is still losing water. The bottom tank is still gaining water. It looks like their starting places are a little different though. What's our starting place now for the top tank? It looks like it's right here at 4, right? And now we're losing 2 centimeters per second. So if we're losing 2 centimeters per second, what's it going to be in 1 second? 4 minus 2, right? And 4 minus 2 is 2. And then we're going to lose 2 centimeters over the next second. So that's going to go to 0. Now, when you're talking about water, we're really not going to have negative centimeters of water. So we're just going to keep this at 0 for the rest of it. We're not going to go down to -2 or anything like that. And over here on the bottom tank, where's our starting point? It looks like it's a 2. And remember, this time we're gaining water because all that water from the top's dripping in. So if it's gaining 2 centimeters per second, you're going to go up to 4. And then you're going to gain another 2 centimeters and you're going to go up to 6. Now at that point, that's all the water there is. So we'll just stay with 6. Anybody have questions about these? Okay. Let's match some graphs. So we need a graph. Let's look at the top tank first. So we need a graph that starts at 0, 4. And generally we're losing water. So we're looking at one that needs to go downhill. It should be descending. So 0, 4 and descending. Let's see what we can find. Okay, that one starts at 0, 4, but it's going up. That's not what we want. Let's put that one aside. This one starts at 4. Oh, that goes up too. Let's see. Here's one that starts at 0, 4 and goes down. Let's see if this is the right one. So we have 0, 4 to start with. That's good. And then we have 1, 2 for next, and that's good. And then we have 2, 0. Hey, this looks like a winner. So we're going to match graph D with this one. Okay, now that we have graph D matched with it, let's figure out our unit rate for graph D. So we're going to draw our little stair step thing for slope. And we're going downhill, so we know it's going to be a negative. So down 2 over 1. So -2 over 1. All right, so -2 over 1. What's another way to write that? You could write it as -2. So both ways are totally fine. And while we're on it, let's go ahead and write our equation. So I like to write it first and then find it on the slip of paper. If you'd rather just write it, that's actually just fine. Not a problem. So H equals blank T plus blank. You guys remember what that first blank's for? It's going to be for the slope. In this case, the slope is that -2. If you'd rather write -1, totally fine. Okay, now what about the y-intercept? You guys who are watching this live, go ahead and put in the Zoom, in the chat. So I'm going to follow my graph over here. Yeah, Elvia's got it. Good job. That's it. It's 4. The graph crossed the y-axis at 4, so the y-intercept is 4. Now let's go ahead and find a piece of paper that matches this, and it looks like we've got it right here. There we go. And again, on the quiz, what you're going to do is you're going to say F2 top matches D. And then on question 3, I think I forgot to address this on the last one, but on question 3, you may have to match the graph and the equations. So you'll be matching D with E11. So you have to read it all pretty carefully, but it's not hard. You just have to be thorough. Okie doke. All right, and so let's do the bottom one now. So the table on the right looks like it starts at 0, 2, and it's gaining water. So we know that that graph should be going uphill. So 0, 2 and going uphill. Let's see, that one starts at 0, 2, but it goes downhill. So that's not it. Get rid of that one. This one starts at 0, 2. Oh, wait, also going downhill. Get rid of that one. Oh, I just dropped that somewhere. We'll find it later. This one starts at 0, 2, and it's going up. That's nice. Let's see if it's right. So 0, 2, and then 1, 4, 1, 6. Oh, wait, no, that's not right, because the second point should be 1, 4, and this one is 1, 6. So get rid of that one. What else do we have? How about this one? Starts at 0, 2, and it goes to 1, 4, and then it goes to 2, 6. So looks like we got a winner there. Let's put it underneath the table, and like I said, you can tape or paste or whatever works for you. And if you don't have these printed out, that's fine too. You want to just draw it. Okay, so unit rate here. Let's draw our stair step thingy. How much up and how much over? We're going uphill, so it's going to be positive. And it looks like we're going up by 2 and then over by 1. So
Mrs. Smith,
hey, yes?
could we do a print version for the math test, or do we have to write it again?
I don't understand the question. Can you say it again? Can we do a print version for the math test?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the test that's coming up or a test that you've already done?
The test that's coming up.
Oh, okay, I understand. So you want to know if you can skip the online version and just do a written version?
Yeah.
Sorry, you still have to do both. You need to be writing it out and then just fill it out on the screen. But hopefully if you have your answers all written out, it shouldn't take you too long to input them on the screen. So here's our equation. It looks like the others did. We have h equals blank t plus blank. So we need to put our slope there, and we need to put our y-intercept here. So our slope is the same as the unit rate. Let's just write it as a 2, but you could write 2 over 1 if you wanted to. And then what's our y-intercept? Follow that graph to the y-axis. And it looks like we've got it right here. So it's going to be a 2. Okay, now you just have to find a little slip of paper that matches up. I know a second ago that I said something about how you could just write the equation and not worry about the slips of paper. But when I said that, I kind of wasn't thinking about the quiz. So because of the quiz, you do need these slips of paper because that's the only way to know what it says up there at the top. All right. Anyone have questions anywhere on this page? And just be sure that you're taking note of the F number and matching it with top and bottom, and then you can match it to the graph and the graph to the equation. So there's kind of a lot going on. Okie doke, I'm going to keep moving through. The third page is very similar, but we need to do it before the fourth page because the fourth page, you really have to use process of elimination for the fourth, fifth, and sixth pages. So let's go ahead and do the third page first. Okay, so change in height, 1 centimeter per second. Looks like our starting height for the top one is a 2. And then we're going to lose 1 centimeter per second. So it's just going to be like that. And then for that bottom tank, our starting point is going to be a 4. And we're going to gain 1 centimeter all the way up to 6. And then we're just going to stay at 6 because that's all the water we got. And now let's find some graphs that match. So we need to start at 0, 2 and go down. Let's see here. Maybe this one. 0, 2 for starters, and then 1, 1, 1, 1, and then 2, 0. Looks like this one will match. Okay. Now we need to find our unit rate, otherwise known as slope. They're pretty much the same. There are some small differences, but for the sake of this exercise, they're one and the same. So we're going down 1 over 1. Because it's going down, it's going to be negative. So down 1 over 1. And another way to write that is just -1. Okay, and now we need to write our equation. So h equals blank t plus blank. So what's the slope? Well, we just found it. It's -1. And then the y-intercept. Okay, guys, feel free to put it in the chat if you want. Following the graph over here, it looks like the y-intercept is there. And so it's a 2. And now just looking for the piece of paper that matches that. So h equals -1t plus 2. It's not this one. It's not that one. I've got another one hiding here. Nope, not that one. We're not going to use the blank yet. Not there. Nope. -t plus 6. I wonder if I dropped one. Haha. Okay, let me check again. Well, when you guys find it, you just need to find the little E number at the top. But I really kind of need it so I can tell you about other stuff with like the process of elimination and all that stuff. Okay. Yeah, Elvia, what were you saying? I see you called my name, Ms. Smith. Were you telling me the answer and now I'm not seeing it? I'm fumbling for these pieces of paper. Is it E9? Okay, I don't have E9. It is hiding from me. Okay, I gotta look under my computer here. Trying to be all organized, and sometimes it works out, and sometimes it doesn't. Look under my, it's not there. Okay, well, oh, we already used it? Nuh-uh, okay, So let me see. Oh, wait, negative t plus 2. Whoa, we did use it. You're right. Okay, thanks for saying that, Lizzie. We used E9 on the first graph, so I made a mistake one place or another. Negative t plus 2 looks right here. Oh, okay. So my apologies. If you guys noticed I did something wrong on the F1 page, good job. Let's go ahead and match this here because this goes here, right? Negative t plus 2. Boom. But pulling our F1 page back up, I put the wrong equation on it. So I'm so sorry. I'm just like worried about time and going way too fast probably. So we need negative t plus 6 here. So thanks for that tip, you guys in the chat. I appreciate it. Negative t plus 6. Is this looking good? Do I have it all fixed up now? Yes, thank you. Yes, just like you guys said. So F1 has the E1 and the E7. All right, back to F3. We're halfway done with F3. Let's keep trucking. So over here, top chart. It looks like we start at 0, 4, and then we climb up by 1s to 6. So we're definitely going up because this one is gaining water. So 0, 4, not that one. Looking for 0, 4, not that one. 0, 4, hey, that one is 0, 4, but then it goes down. We want one that goes up. That one goes up, but it starts at 2. This one, okay, this one starts at 0, 4, and it goes up. So let's look more closely. Then it goes to 1, 5, 1, 5. Then it goes to 2, 6, 2, 6. Hey, it looks like we've got a match. So we're going to put that one here. Okay, let's figure out our unit rate. So we're going up 1 over 1. So it's going to be positive 1 over 1, otherwise known as just a regular 1. And now let's write our equation. H equals, let's write our slope, 1t plus, now we write our y-intercept. And our y-intercept is 4. Okay, so let's look for an equation that looks like this. Okay, that's not it. You guys probably already found it. Liz is saying E3. Oh, E3. H equals t plus 4. That's it. Good work. Nice job. Okay, good work to you, Elvia. I'm not keeping up with the chat. For those of you guys who are watching at home, like on the recorded version, there's a lot going on in this chat and I just can't keep up. But you guys are doing awesome. Anybody have questions about this page, F3? Did I mess anything up? Did I skip anything? We're about to go to the other section where there's like some more blanks to fill in. So it's important you do these 3 pages first because you're going to have to use process of elimination a bit on the last 3 pages. So here, you've got your 2 water tanks, but the change in height, it's not filled in. We don't know how much is changing. So a little bit crazy, but we can do this. So let's first of all start by filling out what we can. We know that the top tank starts at a 4, and we know that the bottom tank starts at a 2. Okay, so now what else do we know? The top tank, is it losing water or is it gaining water? Hey, yes? Did someone call me? I thought someone just called my name. Maybe I'm crazy. Okay, so the top tank, it starts at 4, and we know that it is losing water. So the line should be going downhill from a 4. Let's see what we can find. Okay, that one starts at 6 and goes down, so that's not it. We want it to start at 4 and go down. This one starts at 4, but it goes up. That's not gonna work. Oh my gosh, it's 1:59. I gotta speed up. I'm supposed to end at 2. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this one starts at 2 and goes up. We need to start at 4 and go down. So this one starts at 4 and goes down. This has got to be the answer. So now, before I do anything else, I'm gonna kind of copy the other information from this graph into my table. So at 0 seconds, it's a 4. We already have that. At 1 second, it becomes 0, right? And then it's just gonna stay 0 the rest of the time. Okay, so that would match there. And then I would write my equation for this. I would find out my unit rate and then I'd write my equation. You guys know how to do that at this point. Let's go on to this one because I am about to have to let y'all go for real. So we need one that starts at 0, 2, and then it needs to go uphill because those bottom tanks, they're gaining water, right? So this one starts at 0, 2, but it goes downhill. That's not gonna work. This one starts at 0, 2, and it goes up. That one will work. So we have 0, 2, and then we have 1, 6. Is somebody talking to me? I can like barely hear a voice. Let me try turning it up. And then once you're at 6, it just stays at 6 the whole time. So we have this. Now, how many centimeters was it changing by per second? We can go ahead and fill that out too. It looks like it was changing by 4 centimeters per second because it jumped from 2 to 6. Okay, and then from there, you're gonna write equations. And then on this one, you're gonna use the same process of elimination to figure it out, just like I just did. In this last one, they give you the change, 2 centimeters per second, and then you're gonna draw in the water levels and fill out the chart and match it with graphs. Okay, any of you guys who are here live, do you have any questions for me? You're welcome to come off mute if you want to. Everybody's good? Okay. I hope that was helpful. I'm sorry it felt a little rushed, but if you have more questions, just feel free to ask me, okay? Liz, I'm glad that's sounding good to you. Hopefully the rest of you are clear on it as well. When you're doing that, sorry, go ahead.
I'm having trouble on today's. Is there any other time today we could do meet for today?
Not today, I'm sorry, but we can do it tomorrow. So meet me here on the link tomorrow at 2, and that'd be great. Alrighty, so you guys who are 8th graders, I will see you later tomorrow, hopefully. And if you have any other questions, just feel free to send me a message, okay? All right, bye you guys. I need this room for a meeting with my 7th graders now. So if you're an 8th grader, if you would go ahead and leave the room, I would appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye. Bye. Elvia, you gotta go. I'm sorry. Bye, you guys. Sorry, Giselle. No, you're an 8th grader. You gotta go. Ibined, you're a 7th grader, right? I'm getting very mixed up with my students. So if I'm wrong, forgive me. But you're a 7th grader, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. You can stay. I'm gonna go ahead and let other people in. I hope it wasn't too confusing that you came in. I probably let you in the meeting early and then you're like, what are they doing? I'm guessing. But that was the 8th graders' homework. Hey, welcome Carson and Seth. Oh my gosh, we have a room full of boys. This is like the first time all year that I've had only boys in the meeting. Crazy. I bet we'll have some girls join us soon. Oh, I'm still recording. Let me stop recording. I was just making a recording for the 8th graders. Here we go.